Hey everyone, Nomi here. Welcome back to my channel. Today, we are diving into a truly heartbreaking and harrowing case that shocked the entire nation of Nepal and beyond. The brutal murder of Khyati Shresta. This case is filled with disturbing twists, turns, and tragic revelations. Get comfortable, because this is a deep dive into one of the most chilling murder cases we've ever covered. Khyati Shresta was a vibrant 19-year-old student with a promising future ahead of her. However, her life was brutally cut short in a crime so heinous it left the nation reeling. Before we delve into the chilling details, let's get to know who Khyati Shresta was and how her tragic story unfolded. Khyati Shresta was a bright and ambitious young woman, studying in grade 12 at Jubilant College and Research Center in Kathmandu, Nepal. Originally from Biratnagar, she had moved to Kathmandu with her family 2 years prior after achieving distinction in her school leaving certificate, SLC, exams. Described by friends and family as kind-hearted and full of life, Khyati's future looked bright. But on June 5th, everything changed. On the morning of June 5th, Khyati received a call that seemed too good to be true. An unidentified woman, later identified as Marina Sakia, informed her that she had won NPR 20,000 and a free trip to Pokhara through a random selection by a magazine. Khyati was asked to come for an interview to collect her prize. Excited, she agreed. Her mother arranged for a neighbor to drop her off at Pudali Sudak at 1 p.m. From there, Khyati was taken to Kusibu to an apartment belonging to Biren Shresta. Later that evening, her father received a text message stating that Khyati had been kidnapped, and a ransom of NPR 1 million was demanded. Imagine the horror and confusion her family must have felt. They were suddenly thrust into a nightmare, with their beloved daughter kidnapped and their lives turned upside down. But the nightmare was just beginning. Fearful for their daughter's life, Khyati's family chose not to involve the police initially. The kidnapper, Biren Shresta, led them on a wild goose chase, instructing them to bring the ransom to various locations including Butwal, Chitwan, Sunali, Darjeeling, and finally Kakarbida. Khyati's mother, Radha, and their domestic help, Ram, traveled to Kakarbida to hand over the ransom. Ram managed to hand over the money and miraculously escaped when Biren attempted to kidnap him too. Despite the ransom being paid, Khyati was not released, increasing the family's desperation and fear. The situation grew even more dire when Khyati's mother briefly saw Biren in a hotel. This sighting raised her suspicions, and she finally contacted the police. But the question remained, where was Khyati? The police arrested Biren Shresta in Sorakut, 16 days after Khyati's kidnapping. During the interrogation, Biren revealed the horrifying details. He admitted to killing Khyati possibly the same evening or the next day after her abduction, using chloroform to silence her. But the horror didn't end there. Biren dismembered Khyati's body and disposed of the parts in different locations to hinder the investigation. The gruesome discoveries were made over several days. The remains of Khyati's hands and legs were found in Chitwan, discovered by locals who reported a suspicious carton to the police. Her torso was found in a stream at Sainbu, Lalitpur, based on Biren's confession. Finally, after 19 agonizing days, Khyati's head was recovered in a decomposed state near Balaju in Kathmandu. Can you imagine the anguish and heartbreak her family endured during these discoveries? It's hard to fathom the level of cruelty and inhumanity involved in this crime. But who was Biren Shresta, and why did he commit such a heinous act? Biren Shresta was not a stranger to the Shresta family. They had once lived in a flat in Biren's house in Balaju, developing a close relationship during their stay. The family moved to Anamnagar after Biren sold his house. 5 days before the kidnapping, Biren visited their new residence and surreptitiously removed his photo from an album without the family noticing. His premeditated actions indicated a disturbing level of planning and familiarity with the family. What drove Biren to commit such a brutal act? Was it purely for financial gain, or were there deeper, more sinister motivations? Experts and investigators have speculated on various motives, including financial desperation and a possible psychopathic tendency. Biren's actions showed a chilling disregard for human life and an extreme level of cruelty. Even as Biren sits behind bars, many questions remain. Was he acting alone? Were there others involved in planning or executing this crime? The investigation unearthed some clues but left others unanswered, leaving room for speculation and doubt. Khyati's family was left devastated by her loss. The traumatic events took a severe emotional toll on them, and the community rallied around them in support. The case also highlighted the need for better security measures and more effective police response to prevent such tragedies in the future. The legal proceedings against Khyati Shresta were closely followed by the public. The court process involved detailed presentations of evidence, witness testimonies, and psychological evaluations of the perpetrator. The trial brought some measure of closure, but the family's grief remained immeasurable. The Khyati Shresta case is a stark reminder of the potential for cruelty in the world. It underscores the importance of vigilance, community support, and the relentless pursuit of justice. The case also sparked discussions about the need for stricter laws and more robust systems to protect vulnerable individuals from such heinous crimes. But even as we learn from this tragic case, the question lingers. How can we prevent such tragedies from happening again? What measures can be put in place to ensure the safety of our loved ones? In response to the case, several preventive measures have been proposed. These include improved public awareness about safety protocols, better coordination among law enforcement agencies, and the establishment of emergency response systems. Communities are also encouraged to foster a culture of vigilance and mutual support to quickly identify and respond to suspicious activities. Khyati's tragic story has left a lasting impact on all who knew her and on the wider community. Her family and friends continue to honor her memory by advocating for justice and working towards creating a safer environment for everyone. Various initiatives and campaigns have been launched in her name to raise awareness about kidnapping and violence, aiming to prevent such incidents in the future. The murder of Khyati Shresta is a somber reminder of the fragility of life and the darkness that can exist in the world. It's a call to action for all of us to remain vigilant, support one another, and strive for a society where justice prevails and such tragedies are prevented. Thank you for joining me on this deep dive into Khyati Shresta's case. If you found this video informative and important, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you have any thoughts or insights about the case, leave them in the comments below. Until next time, stay safe and stay vigilant. Don't forget to check out my other videos for more true crime stories and in-depth investigations. See you in the next video.